Now, these gender roles. Now, God made the most in dominion over that which is of single diversity. And this is stated in the book of Genesis chapter 1. So the fruit tree will always be superior. Well, in a sense, yes, it will be. I'm just keep it real. The fruit tree will always be superior to. Why? Because fruits, as we know, the skin than the what's underneath the skin of the fruit, right? You could use, let's take orange. The outer of the orange has its own health properties. Orange peel, own health properties. Orange with the orange underneath the orange has its own health properties, and it has hydration, as it has multiple vitamins. The seed has its own functions and own ability to replicate itself. So that will always be superior. That which yields and presents itself in multiple ways and fashions that is conducive to all of living creatures, superior than that which acts on singularity, which is the wheat, which somebody got to come and tend and nurture, tend and take care of the wheat, tend and do this and make sure it is in right temperature, right season, right, and then go out and crop it. You got to then till the soil back for the next compost pile. You know, all that extra work you got to do to get that damn wheat to grow. Like, pluck it, eat it, and then shit it out so that it can seed somewhere else, right? Or at the same time, you got to defend it. You got to get out there and make sure that there ain't no bugs and plague hit it and all that. That which is considered the weak is like the wheat in consideration of the fruit, which has the ability to not only provide, protect for all in abundance, but also itself. Will always be superior in dominion, okay? Therefore, when you say man, oh, I'm a man, oh, you a woman, you are saying to be like wheat, but physicality and DNA wise, we are like fruit. Why would women have to be like wheat when most women are like fruit? There are women that bear forth an abundant nature that are outside of themselves is conducive to helping the reality and the system of things, reality around it. Like me, I have no business. I can stand. That's why when y'all get around intelligence life forms, y'all can denote it to be a male. But really what you need, no such thing as anything but male on this planet. Either you're wheat or you're a fruit tree. Either you alkaline or you're acidic. Abundant to the nature of all things, or you are just in self-control within your own self and the things you got going on within yourself. And you got to be tended and nurtured and taken care of. You're sickly, you're weak, whatever the case may be. That's the only thing we got up here on this damn planet. So all society, gender roles, and all that shit is bullshit. Break that spell off you. It's utterly bullshit. Why? Because there are women out here that can beat a man's ass. Take a good number. I know my mama was one of them. Like, that's one woman that no man wanted hands from. Like, no man want hands. Right? And she had the strength of a damn man. But she had the style of a classy ass lady. Just like there are men out here that are just as beautifully docile and androgynous and just gorgeous. But they are men. All is men. We all man. Etymology of the word man meant anything that was a man of the humankind. There was nothing else. There was nothing else there. That's why when you go to Africa, there are men that have to doll up and they have to smile. And they have to be as beautiful with they get their teeth and they're so beautiful. These men are so beautiful, right? Oh, they have to be so beautiful. They got to dance like peacocks. You see what I just did? A lot of y'all sit there and can observe a peacock and not know that the peacock is supposed to display its beautiful ass all over the damn place and dance and shake and gyrate and allure the woman, right? You got mating dances out here, mating rituals in which the men are to be dolled up and pretty, but y'all are expecting all women to be dolled up and pretty, when in nature there will be some like that, and there will be some that are not like that for man. And when I say man, I mean male and female. You have to put a lot of individuality of creation to express itself in its form. And you are then supposed to get with your species. Right? I would never ask, like I used to say, it don't make sense for me for you to be a flaming, flamboyant, and no offense to those in the LGBT community, these are younger thoughts, all right? But it didn't make sense for me to see a flaming, flamboyant male sleeping with a man who is very dominant when he could just have slept with a woman who was a stud. Like, and then I was like, a stud and a feminine man is still a heterosexual couple that can procreate. Right? Same and vice versa. A feminine, a masculine, presenting, stud-like male can get with a female that is very extremely feminine and presenting in the qualities of a soft, tender man. Right? Like, I mean, in a sense, when none of what we do makes sense. If we were allowed to truly be what we were supposed to be, instead of start fitting in these gender roles, a lot of us will find love and acceptance, and we will find our charm. I know for a fact I'm androgynous. By my nature is androgynous. So if people were allowed to be themselves without being called names for being themselves, I would probably find a lot of androgynous men that I could be with that wouldn't mind being with an androgynous woman. Meaning, I wouldn't mind them putting on a fucking dress and some heels, and they wouldn't mind me going around here looking like a stud half the damn time. But since society has denoted your sexuality to your... Society has fucked you up. The gender roles are fucked up. They're all spells. And you know how it spells? Because if I put on a kilt and I'm white and I'm in stock, I'm not wearing a skirt. If I put on a dashiki, I'm not wearing a dress. If I put on a loincloth and walk around with no shirt on, I'm not being the whore. I'm just being a part of my indigenous nature and my ways of being. My individual ways. But society came in and told you in America and the Western world that if you dress with a skirt and some heels, you gay. Like that, and then y'all get to where you have conditions like autism and hand flapperism that them kids do, and they do the little hand thing, and then y'all go, if they're like that, they're gay. The little hand gesture that people with autism do. You see what happens with those stereotypes and degraded ignorance of how you view nature? Because in ultimate, you think a fruit tree is supposed to do the same thing as a wheat field. And ultimate, you have divided that they're supposed to both be feeding the people. In ultimate, you have forgotten that they're supposed to be cared for in different types of ways, but they're individual to their kind. So being that we're not on that individual to their kind premise, we have to destroy all societal gender roles. And the best way to have done that was to make it where a man who is in patriarchal mindset is less needed in the formation and fashion of what he was told he was needed 100 years ago. It's outdated. You see? Because it's not of God.